The day is approaching dusk in the quiet town of Muncie, Indiana. A municipal town road is bathed in the sounds of nature and the receding sunlight. A peaceful town with little worries at all. A deer crosses the road on a residential street to graze on the other side of the road. There's a lot of road there. A faint sound is suddenly heard in the distance, getting slightly louder with time. Bits of dirt and pebbles along the asphalt of the residential street starts to tremble slightly. The sound gets louder and louder, and the shaking ground begins to be picked up on the Richter scale. Okay. The loud sounds become unbearable as it approaches at a tremendous speed, breaking 120 decibels until it can be very clearly heard as a new metal rap song from the early 2000s. Suddenly, from over the horizon, a large bus ramps over the hill, flying at 130 miles per hour. It's hard to make out due to the intense speed at which the vehicle is driving, but one can vaguely make out an edgy logo on the side of the bus. Those fortunate enough to still be able to hear can faintly make out the song that's making their ears bleed. The lyrics were instructing the passersby to do very fast.
All right, I'm sorry. I just needed to do that for emphasis.
It's all good.
Did you actually hear it?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Like raising their hands up and lowering them, telling them to back up and to also keep rolling.
I had to set the scene.
The bus driver whizzes past the grazing deer on the side of the road. The combination of sheer sound, speed, energy from the vehicle passing within a few feet of the deer causes the deer to dissipate into a fine dust, Infinity War style. The living being was not powerful enough to withstand the sheer energy of the powerful object passing by it. Inside of the bus resides a group of 5 males. All of them appear to be in their 40s. They are all partying on the bus to the loud and obnoxious music. Multiple alcohol bottles and beer cans line the dirty van, much like the passengers lying in various states of emptiness. Posters of naked chicks, graffiti, and posters adorning their own face line the walls of the decrepit bus. A zoom in on the poster with their own face shows the edgy logo in the bottom right-hand corner, which reads Limb Biscuit. But there is a glaring typo on the word biscuit. It is spelled biscuit. Their lineup consists of Fred Durst, lead vocal, Sam Rivers, bass and backing vocals, John Otto, drums and percussion, DJ Lethal, turntables, and Wes Borland, guitars and backing vocals. Fred Durst gets up and yells in his whiny voice, "Yo, man, I can't wait to get back to the newly constructed Paws Inc. Garfield Stadium to all the WWE fans tonight, yeah." "Yeah, man, this sounds like sweet, man," Sammy Rivers says in a shaggy-like voice. That was more of a John Lennon, but... Rhea.
Yeah, I can't wait.
That works, says DJ Lethal. "Maybe this will revitalize our failing careers," Wes Borland chimes in, followed by dirty looks from the rest of the bus attendees. "Hey guys," the bus driver remarks that he doesn't feel so good, and his body begins convulsing in the driver's seat. It appears his body's having a terrible chemical reaction to body to the 7 shots of tequila, 8 beers, 3 blunts, a cocaine line, ketamine shots, Burger King number 12 meal, Viagra tablets, and Flintstone vitamin gummies in his system. Miss Borland remarks, "Yo man, what the fuck?" Fred Durst yells. Suddenly, the bus veers off the road and collides with a group of trees situated in the nearby park. A combination of loud music, buses, incredible speed, and the fuel and alcohol from the tour bus made the bus explode in a fantastic fireball. From the epicenter of the explosion, there was no visible signs of life for at least 600 feet. Remarkably, every single member on board the bus survived without a scratch, including the bus driver, who was still writhing on the floor in pain. Fred Durst crawls out from underneath the rubble and runs over to the bus driver. He holds up the bus driver like the Virgin Mary holding Jesus at Michelangelo's Pieta. "Yo, man, what the fuck? Speak to me, Mr. Bus Driver, man, yeah." Fred Durst yells in shock. The bus driver continues to writhe in Fred Durst's below-average arms. I think those Flintstone gummies were best before 12/5/2017. The driver says between spurts of foam from his writhing mouth. He suddenly PowerPoint screen transitions away into Fred Durst's arms. DJ Lethal crawls out of the rubble.
What the fuck happened?
Thank you. "Yo, man,
I'll do his voice from now on.
Okay, I don't fucking know. I'm high on so much coke, man. Oh, man, yeah." Said, "You know what? No. You fucking know who said it. It's the only person speaking impact font in this entire story. Take a wild fucking guess who said it. I don't want to keep typing this shit out. It takes up way much more time," said Angela, completely unaware of the irony. That typing this whole section out was way harder than saying said Fred Durst. And the amount of time Angela spent typing out that rant, the rest of the members managed to crawl off the rubble. So, like, now what? Sammy says, brushing dust off his clothes. Shouldn't we call 911 or something, get medical attention? Wes remarked intelligently. Yo, man, we should split up, gang. Yeah, Fred said, fed his lead head with dead tread.
What the fuck? That didn't even make sense.
TG Lethal said, commenting on the narration somehow. Like, I guess, man, Sammy said. They all went their several ways to look for help. After a few hours of wandering, they all ended up making it to the front of the same house, except for Sammy, who wandered off into a nearby park, and was almost immediately torn limb from limb and eaten alive by a pack of carnivorous wolves. No one else in the band noticed.
The more I do this, the worse my Scooby-Doo impression is getting.
That's fine.
But Rat was useless.
DJ Lethal screamed in a new metal way. Yo, what the fuck did you just fucking say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know that.
Ron Rarbuckle.
DJ Lethal said to interrupt Fred Durst before he completed that stale meme. Yo, should go inside and ask that dude if he has any tequila or drugs, man. I'm starving, man. The lack of alcohol and amphetamines coursing through my system starting to give me rational thoughts again, man. Yeah. Said the thirsty, Dursty trademark. Jesus, man, I'll call for help. Something, man. You know what? Fuck you. I hate you all. I quit. Said the only rational person there, Wes Borland. He fucked off and left them to die. He later went on to become a successful businessman. The only two members left of only left two members of Limp Bizkit remaining. Or was it 3? Fuck it, who cares? They enter the house, blah, blah, blah. 3 minutes earlier. Oh, God. Not for the first time since the beginning of his captivity, Lyman cursed his own foolishness and naivety. He, like so many others, had underestimated John Arbuckle. He had thought that John was a normal human, if one with incelish tendencies, and one that was well on the way to growing into a crazy old cat man. But no, he was so much more than that. John Arbuckle was a monster. You looked shocked, John had said, silhouetted menacingly in the basement doorway at the top of the stairs as Lyman blinked awake from his drug-induced stupor. The last thing
I have to say that's a good reference. I got that. Not falling deaf.
See the look on his face, right?
You look shocked.
The last thing he remembered was coming to pick up Odie from his weekend of being dog-sit at John's place. He was sneaking a suspicion that something was up with that disdainful cat Jono. What's up? Since he was pretty sure...
I'm adding sound effects.
Okay.
For my cat.
Your cat is saying hello to us.
Alright, I'll let you go.
He was pretty sure no normal feline inhaled lasagna with the vigor of an ancient war god demanding sacrifice, but Odie seemed to like them both, so he had mistakenly believed them both safe to entrust his beloved dog with. The belief had been ended as soon as the front door closed and the chloroform rag shoved into his mouth. Now there he was, in John's basement or miniature prison. Really, who was able to install wall shackles and chains and a working prison door in their basement without raising at least one alarm? Lyman knew not what he had done to incur the sadistic wrath of John Arbuckle. He did not know how long he had been there. He never knew whether it was day or night. John had only ever given to villainous, gloating, taunting, not providing him with any of the information he so deeply sought. I can't read. He did not even know what John was doing with poor Odie, if his beloved pup was still even alive, and not blend into lasagna for the terrible kick-happy cat. Sometimes he thought he heard that joyous barking from upstairs. When the basement was open and scraps of John's meals were pitched down the stairs, 9 times out of 10 out of Lyman's reach, but perhaps it was only a hallucination born out of desperate, despairing desire. Excuse me. All he knew were 2 things. One, that he had been there for so long, hanging in chains from the wall, that his clothes had rotted away from his body and all of his muscles had worn down until he was barely skin and bone. And 2, somehow, someway, he needed to escape. Odie needed him. Lyman summoned all the strength in his starved, weakened body, which was not very much at all, and started again to yank on his chains. The manacles were smooth, thick, gleaming steel, and had no keyholes or locks. John had melted them into unusable twists of metal. The intention was clear. He never intended to let Lyman off of the wall. He wondered what lies John had spread about his disappearance. As often as he wished for it, he had never heard the police come around to do so as much as question the man who had pretended to be Lyman's best friend. Then again, he never heard much of anything from the real world. Something was soundproof down here. Was it the walls? The doors? Speak of the devil, the basement door creaked open. Lyman cringed back against the harsh kitchen light and wondered what implement of torture John was going to bring down those steps this time. Dog toys, cheese graters, socks. Lyman did not know, but these were the things that he did not care to know. But the silhouette and footsteps coming down the stairs were very different. It was not John at all, it was Garfield. The fat orange cat strolled leisurely down the stairs on 2 feet, as if nothing at all was wrong. He gave Lyman a passing glance, then paced around the basement curiously as if looking for something. Lyman blinked at him. What could he be down here for? Certainly not to visit. He had not before. Maybe John had sent the bottomless pit disguised as a cat down here to eat him whole, put him out of his misery. Wait, eat? If anyone in this house knew where food was, if nothing else, it was this fuzzy industrial garbage disposal. Hey, Lyman whispered hoarsely. He had not used his voice for anything but screaming in so long. Garf, do you have any food? Garfield paused, ears twitching. He blinked slowly at Lyman, putting a strangely long finger to his lips. Lyman shivered. On God, this felt like an eldritch abomination wearing a cat belt more every time he looked at the thing. That impression absolutely skyrocketed in the next second when the cat's lips spread obscenely wide into something meant to be a smile, revealing a sharp, gleaming set of teeth. What's it worth to you, Limey, my boy? The cat asked him, his low, drawling, Bill Murray-ass voice coming not from his mouth, but reverberated in the back of his throat like as of being boomed from the pits of hell. Lyman damn near had a stroke and died right there from sheer what the fuck. Shock compelled him to answer, I don't know. Damn shame then, isn't it? Garfield turned around, abandoning whatever quest he had brought him into the basement in the first place, and started for the stairs again. Lyman's heart jumped. Whether this was real, a hallucination, or another nightmare upon nightmare, this could be a chance to escape, and he could not pass it up. Wait, what is it that you want? Garfield stopped at the foot of the stairs and padded over to the cell bars again, his cat lips spread in that horrifying rictus grin once more. What do you have to give me, kiddo? It's like sand. Oh my god, hold on. Not much. Do you want my clothes? John had never taken them off, thank whatever God had given him a second of his time to grant that wish. Or cats don't eat my... you don't like human meat, do you? Oh, Limey, I like everything there is to eat. But there's one thing you're forgetting about. What could I possibly forgetting? Cried Lyman, indignant rage filling within him. If not the strength of Mr. Incredible, then the voice of Craig T. Nelson. How can you bring me lower? What more could you take from me? The cat's vile expression did not change. He was undeterred by Lyman's impotent rage. Your soul, Limey, even though your flesh is shriveled and your mental stability wasted away, your soul remains strengthened through your pure, throbbing love for Odie. It is beyond me why that stupid pooch has been enough to sustain you for all these years, but sustain you he has. Years, huh? My Odie's not stupid. He's worth 12 of you and 1,000 of John. Yes, Limey, your love for the mutt and your hatred of John season your soul noodles well. Allow me to suck them down, and I shall summon for you a savior, vessels through which you may break free from John's bondage, and visit your wrath upon the man who betrayed you. Complete the deal with me, and you shall be home with that floppy-eared dumb shit by nightfall. It sounded too good to be true. It sounded quite a lot of things, to be perfectly honest, but Lyman was in no position to pass it up. Fine, I'll do it. You can have my soul. Just get me out of here and help me save Odie. Something truly malicious flashed in Garfield's eyes. This contract is sealed, my son. The blood of Arbuckle shall be shed plentiful this night. Garfield's jaw unhinged like a python's. His fangs thickened and elongated, and there turned out to be so many shark-like rows of them that Lyman could not possibly count them all. The cat's mouth opened wider into a great horrific abyss that would make Pennywise and that fucking plant from Little Shop of Horrors blush. He clipped through the bars in a blur of orange, pink, and white. and it was the last thing Lyman saw, and with that survival instinct of prey, he tried to recoil from it, letting out his final terrified scream as it engulfed him into darkness, awful lasagna-reeking darkness. Lyman blinked. There was a light around him and creaking wooden stairs under his feet. He turned around to look behind him. There was a cell, chained hanging in pieces on the floor. Oh my God. He looked down at himself, still starved and bedraggled, the manacle scars encircling his wrists and ankles still. On his chest was branded the large, clear image of a freshly baked lasagna, the mark of the demon, surely. Then he felt a presence in front of him and he looked up. In the doorway between kitchen and basement, haloed gloriously in the fluorescent lights, was Limp Bizkit. Yo, man, what the fuck is going on here? Shouted Fred Durst. It took Lyman only a minute to compose his thoughts. He was free. He had an army, or at least a coked up Limp Bizkit, which he supposed was much better than nothing. His soul was but a meager price to pay for the slaughter that was soon to follow. Lads, Lyman said, lifting his head up proudly to address Limp Bizkit, with the air of Leonidas rallying the 300 Spartans to make up the last stand against the Persians. We have a dog to save and a monster to slay. Yo, man, fucking sweet, Fred Durst screamed, punching DJ Letho, who was too high to notice. Point me at him and let's fucking go. They rushed into
That's how it was going to end originally, but then Angelo made it perfect.
They rushed into the living room and surrounded the big purple easy chair, where John had been watching Game Grumps and lazily jerking off. He stopped mid-jerk out of terror when he realized it was one rap rock band high off its collective asses, and one demon-branded, dissolved Lyman surrounding him. Lyman, what? How did you escape? What is this? You know what the fuck it is, bitch, said Lyman. You stole my dog from me, you piece of shit. Now burn in hell. No, wait. We can talk about this. I'm not a bad person, really. I'll let you be. I'll let you be in the next live-action movie. Silent. You'll pay for your sins, John Arbuckle, you monster. Yo, man, let's see who the real culprit is, roared Fred Durst. The real identity of John Arbuckle is... Fred Durst grabbed hold of John's hair with both hands and twisted and yanked as hard as he possibly could. John's head was pulled right the fuck off his shoulders. Blood from the torn artery sprayed everywhere, turning the purple easy chair deep and satisfying crimson. In the doorway of the living room, Odie blinked once at the mess, and then ran into Lyman's arms, barking gleefully. Odie, you don't have to. You don't know what I've been through to get you back. I promise I'll never leave you again. Fred Durst was unmoved by the heartwarming reunion of an Odie and his Lyman. He stood with John's head still clutched in his hands, staring at it as if not sure what to make of it. Slowly, the realization dawned on him that it was in fact not a rubber monster mask. Yo, man, thundered Fred Durst. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Daddy, will I ever be famous? Garfield awoke in a cold sweat. He had those nasty lasagna rumblies. He ran to his litter box, Odie's food bowl, and let nature run its course. It's been a few weeks since the Lyman incident. As the Lyman incident, as Fred Durst would say, he's still kind of coked up near John's body, which is still rotting on the couch. Since John doesn't have any friends or family who care enough to bury him, it's just a meal for Odie. I don't know why Odie's still here, but he is. Mr. Field, as he goes by these days, hasn't been sleeping as well as usual. Having seen John murdered so relentlessly left the cat unfulfilled. Garfield knew he needed to do something with his life. Knock. Garfmeister heard a knock at the door, something he hasn't heard in a few days. He kind of hobbled, or whatever he does, to the front door and let it slide open. Hey, it's my straight-edge kitty friend, said Garfield's long-lost friend, CM Punk. The CM stands for Catmaster, which is why CM Punk would know Garfield. Please, guys, just let me have this one. Wow, Mr. CM, it's good to see you again, exclaimed Garfield, finally seeing a human he actually kind of likes. Please, call me 1 to 2 in UFC, Punk. I like to live by the facts, said Mr. 102, Punk. 0 to 2, who will probably never win in the UFC, but will still bring home a big paycheck. I can't read. So why have you come to my little old home, Mr. 0 and 2? Half screamed Garfield, who may or may not still love his life. It's hard to say. Well, started Punk in a weird pipe bomb way. After I sued the shit out of WWE back in 2010, I won the ability to schedule any one WrestleMania match I'd like, and I've decided to schedule you and John Cena in an Iron Man match for the WWE Universal title. Who the fuck is John Cena? Stupidly asked Garfield, that stupid fucking lasagna eating cat. He's the man you're going to humiliate, yelled Punk. That man has gotten more title shots and opportunities than any of us little guys. I want him ripped off of his little fucking podium and put in the ground. Mr. Owen, who obviously had a lot of issues to work out, way too many to write here, but that didn't stop Garfield from seriously considering the idea for a minute. Well, started Mr. Field, I do need to do something with my life. I guess getting rid of another John wouldn't hurt. Funk smiled and dropped a very expensive microphone on the ground. No one knows where he got it from or why he had it, but the impact was felt. Garfield was filled with determination. Flash forward. Garfield has been training weeks for his fight against John Cena, the most celebrated wrestler of the modern age, according to John Cena and probably Vince McMahon. Cena's been growing more excited with each passing day. Hot damn, am I excited. John Cena squealed from his dressing room. The walls were adorned with Garfield posters and merch. Garfield plushies lined Cena's makeup table where Garfield branded snacks filled his fridge. Even though John Cena was arguably the bigger star, he couldn't help but feel starstruck. Finally, I can fight a real star. Who needs The Rock when you have Garfield? Mr. Field, now going by the stage name Puss in Boots, not trademarked, we promise, decided to check out his competition. He walked into Cena's oddly open dressing room. There, Garfield was blessed with the greatest thing he had ever seen. Oh boy, that's a spicy meatball, said Garfield as he glared at John Cena's Garfield collection. I was going to go for Dick, and I changed it. I wasn't expecting to see you here, Mr. Garfield, Cena said anxiously. He was face to face with his hero for the first time ever. Wow, I've never had a fan like you, Mr. Cena. Thanks, Garfy-chan. Cena blushed. He had never felt so embarrassed yet so fulfilled in his life.
Was that the joke?
Yeah, Garfield laughed nervously and walked out. What a creep. No wonder Mr. Punk wants him gone. Garfield sighed loudly. They don't give me enough lasagna for this. Flash forward again, because who needs transitions anyway? The big day was here. WrestleMania 30. It was time to put Cena into the ground. Mr. Field walked down the entrance ramp, Post Malone blaring from the speakers. No one was happy with the choice, but CM Punk stipulated it just to piss Vince off. Stan Lee was standing in the middle of the ring announcing the match. No one recognized him because wrestling fans have no culture. From Indiana, weighing 100 pounds, Puss in Boots. Garfield walked into the ring, fire setting off in the form of lasagna cutlets. The crowd, already booing from the choice of Post Malone entrance music, started making shitty Shrek jokes. Truly, culture is dead. After 5 agonizing minutes of horrible Shrek puns and white trash trap, John Cena's music hit. Instead of his usual gallop to the ring, however, Mr. Cena decided to do something special. Out from behind the Titantron, John Cena drives in his vintage 1988 Garfield Honda Accord trademark. Instantly, the lyrics in the song are replaced with cat noises. If John Cena wasn't already down the hole, this would have tanked his career, but the dirt sheets apparently eat this shit up. John Cena walks out of his Honda Garf Cord. His attire for the special match was adorned in Garfield memorabilia, Garfield sneakers, a Garf baseball jersey, and Garfy jorts. Mr. Field was sick to his stomach. He may love being the center of attention, but this was a bit much. In fact, it was too much. Holy fuck, what the hell, man? Garfield knew he had to rid the world of this embarrassment. Both competitors were squarely situated in the ring. Stan Lee, still there for some reason, announced the beginning of the bloody bout. This 1v1 60-minute Iron Man, get it, match will be for the WWE Universal Championship. Keep it clean, boys. Stan Lee evaporates into nothingness as a random fan yells, "Wait, wasn't that the Marvel guy?" Garfy Feld stares Cena in the shin, since that's all he could reach. The bell rings and Garfield runs toward Cena. John Cena lightly kicks Garfield, killing him instantly. The look of sheer horror on the face of John Cena is only balanced out by the sheer look of embarrassment on CM Punk's face. Fuck, man. Can't embarrass Cena if your man's dead. If your man's is dead. The match repeatedly plays on the tablet screen in a rundown $5 million white hick home somewhere down in Florida. The stench of way past his prime racist pollutes every nose in a 5-mile radius. Brother. Seeing John Cena kill Garfield for the big red strap gave the Hulkster an idea. Dude, getting a feud just so you can kill him, get the heat, keep the heat is a sweet idea, dude. I gotta find a way to get that type of heat, especially since I don't have to put him over again. Dude, what if I could find someone with an orange gimmick to let me drop the leg on him? Across the room is Zeno, the jovial Omni King of all the universes. Yeah, that would be so cool, said Zeno. Hogan, with getting the nod yes despite planning to do it anyway, calls Vince McMahon. Hello? Brother, I've got an idea for a gimmick, brother, said Hogan. Jesus Christ, what is it, Terry? I'm at the White House right now with Stephanie and my real son, Triple H. Dude, I know you're trying to break into those world markets, brother. Okay, I'm listening. Brother, I've got a guy. He's a big muscle blonde, just like me, okay? And dude, get this, he's Japanese, but he looks white. Oh? Yeah, brother. So you can get a 2-for-1, brother. Jesus Christ, Evan. Vince goes silent. How muscular can he get? Vince asks. Tubular, brother. With enough hair that you get you a wig, brother. Hulk replies. You better not be shitting me, Terry. By God, I will fucking have your piece of shit hick Florida home beach house nuked. Understand? I got the president to job to Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vince says intensely. Brother, Hogan says before Vince abruptly hangs up the phone. Okay, brother, so we're rolling. So, dude, can I use that dimension jumping gimmick, brother? Asks Hogan. No problem, yeah, yells Zeno as he claps. The clapping creates orbs that float around Hulk Hogan, sending him to Universe 7. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, Goku is sparring against Gohan in preparation of the Tournament of Power. Gohan is in Great Saiyaman gear. In the background is Hercule along with Videl, Pan, Chi-Chi, and Goten. Warping out of nowhere is Hulk Hogan, looking fresh out of the 80s. Who is that? Screamed Hercule, seeing Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan hears his voice and, fearing that someone's trying to scoop his heat, dashes over to Hercule. Turning red and getting steaming hot and about to give Hercule a taste of the red, white, and blue-coated pythons, brother. He's startled when Goku appears behind him. Yo, what are you doing to my baby mama's son's baby mama's papa? Asked Goku. Just the one I was looking for, brother, exclaims Hulk Hogan, though with enough excitement to forget that Hulk was trying to scoop his heat. Who are you and what do you want? Are you evil? Because let me know so that way I can kill you. Me, brother? I believe in saying your prayers, doing push-ups, and eating your vegetables, brother. Eating vegetables? Are you with Frieza trying to kill me and my mucky brethren and sister? Are you trying to scoop my heat, brother? Huh? Look, brother, I've got a job for you to do. Or rather, a job I need you to do for me, brother. A job? Chi-Chi always tells me I can never keep one of those. Well, brother, I just need you to do the simple job for me clean. Just let me drop the leg on you, brother. Drop the leg? Why would I ever do that? Brother, I need to get over. Get the strap, brother. The strap? Yeah, brother, I need it so I can get over. Over? Yeah, brother, so you can do the job. What's in it for me? Do I get a power-up? Does this involve God Key? Dude, I can get you some keys if you need to powder your nose, brother. Stop calling me brother. I only have one and he got Yamcha'd, so... Look, dude, I'm begging you, dude. Well, okay, since you asked, it's a deal. Wait. Okay, since you asked, it's a deal. You can fuck my daughter, brother. What? Yeah, brother, just let me drop the leg. You can fuck my daughter. I'll even record it and join in so that way it's legit, dude. Can you just get me some food? Oh yeah, brother, I'll get you some chicken breast pronto. Do we have a deal, brother? You got it. Gohan interjects. But Dad, what about the tournament? Don't sweat it, Gohan. If this is like any other job, then it won't be long, jokes Goku. Dude, sweet gear, brother. Hogan says to Gohan as Goku goes over to Hogan. Goku touches Hogan's arms, but then Hogan goes, what are you trying to do, brother? Relax, replies Goku. They teleport. It's almost there, Devin. They pop up and they're in the middle of the ring as we see Roman Reigns standing over John Cena with the WWE Universal Championship, with Cena noticeably overweight from eating too much lasagna. Realizing that Vince betrayed him, Hogan asks, hey dude, can you do your blast gimmick over there, while pointing at Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns interjects with, bitch, this is my before being shot by a key blast in his kayfabe destroying bulletproof vest. Roman Reigns falls, looking at his insides before Hogan kicks Roman Reigns down and pins him. Hulk Hogan then calls a random man into the crowd and tosses him a referee shirt. The man would be Fred Durst, Nobel Peace Prize winning musician. Durst gives the count. 1, 2, 3, yeah, says who else but Fred Durst. Hulk Hogan is back on top, just like it's supposed to be, brother. Cue Real American covered by Limp Bizkit. And it's over.
And that's how Hulk Hogan became back on top.